Hey everyone, welcome back to Ask Literature, your go-to channel for exploring the world of books and literary theory. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our deep dives into fascinating topics. Today we're unpacking a critical approach that shifts the focus from the text itself to the reader's experience reader response theory. So what exactly is reader response theory? At its core, this theory emphasizes that the meaning of a text is not solely derived from the author's intentions or the text itself, but rather from the interaction between the reader and the text. This idea marks a significant departure from traditional literary criticism, which often prioritizes authorial intent and textual analysis. Instead, reader response theory argues that every reader brings their own experiences, emotions, and interpretations to a piece of literature, creating a unique understanding with each reading. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of this perspective. When we read, we don't do so in a vacuum. Our personal backgrounds, cultural contexts, and emotional states shape how we interpret what we encounter on the page. This means that a single text can elicit a multitude of responses based on the diverse experiences of its readers. For instance, think about how a novel like To Kill a Mockingbird can resonate differently with someone who has experienced racial injustice compared to someone who hasn't. Each reader's interpretation is valid and valuable, reflecting their unique lens on the world. The roots of reader response theory can be traced back to the 1960s and 1970s, emerging as a reaction against formalism and new criticism, which focused heavily on the text itself. One of the leading figures in this movement is Wolfgang Iser, a German literary theorist who argued that reading is an active process. According to Iser, readers fill in gaps in the text, constructing meaning as they engage with it. This idea of the implied reader suggests that authors write with a certain type of reader in mind, yet each actual reader will engage with the text in their own way based on their individual experiences. Another influential figure in reader response theory is Stanley. Fish emphasizes the role of community in shaping a reader's interpretation. He argues that reading is influenced by the specific interpretive communities we belong to, groups defined by shared experiences, beliefs, or cultural contexts. For example, a reader who identifies as part of the LGBTQ community might interpret a text differently than someone who does not share that identity. This highlights how our interpretations are not just personal but also social. Let's explore a couple of practical examples to illustrate these ideas further. Consider the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. On the surface, it may seem to offer a simple reflection on choices and their consequences. However, a reader's response can vary widely. Some may see it as a celebration of individuality and the courage to take the less traveled path, while others might interpret it as a critique of such romantic notions, recognizing that every choice carries regret. Both interpretations are valid, shaped by the reader's unique perspective. Another powerful example is the novel The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This dystopian narrative has been interpreted in countless ways, especially in light of contemporary discussions about gender and power. Some readers may resonate deeply with the protagonist's struggle for autonomy in a patriarchal society, while others may focus on the broader implications of totalitarianism and the loss of individual rights. These varied interpretations reflect the reader's backgrounds, experiences, and concerns, showcasing how reader response theory allows for a rich tapestry of meanings. Now, let's discuss the implications of this theory for how we engage with literature. If we accept that readers play an active role in constructing meaning, then the traditional classroom dynamic where the teacher is seen as the authority on a text can be transformed. In a reader response approach, every voice in the classroom matters and discussions can become more inclusive. Students can share their interpretations, leading to deeper dialogues that honor diverse perspectives. Moreover, this approach encourages us to embrace the subjective nature of reading. Rather than seeking a singular, authoritative interpretation, we can celebrate the multiplicity of meanings that arise from our individual interactions with texts. This shift can make literature feel more accessible and relevant, inviting readers to explore their own responses and connections. However, it's important to recognize that reader response theory also has its limitations. Critics argue that while individual interpretations are valuable, they can sometimes overshadow the text itself. There's a fine balance between appreciating personal responses and acknowledging the ways in which a text can guide or constrain those responses. After all, the author's choices like tone, structure, and language still play a significant role in shaping the reading experience. As we reflect on reader response theory, it's crucial to consider its broader implications in our current context. In an age of social media and digital communication, the way we share and discuss literature has transformed dramatically. Online platforms allow readers to express their interpretations, fostering communities that challenge traditional literary authority. Bookstagram, Goodreads, and various literary forums create spaces where diverse voices can engage with texts and with each other, further enriching the landscape of literary discourse. In conclusion, reader response theory invites us to embrace the active role of the reader in constructing meaning. It challenges us to recognize the richness of our individual and communal interpretations, enriching our understanding of literature. As we continue to engage with texts, let's remember that every reading experience is unique, shaped by our diverse backgrounds and perspectives. If you enjoyed this exploration of reader response theory, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments. What texts have evoked strong responses from you? I'd love to hear your interpretations. And don't forget to subscribe for more literary discussions. Until next time, keep reading and reflecting on the stories that shape our world.